Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today in this dark, dreary day in my neck of the woods? Bet you can't figure out what I'm doing. Actually, I'm going to put you down a little bit lower so that you can see what's going on. Come on now, don't give me a hard time here. Back up. And okay, now okay, time's up. Yes, what we're doing is something I've never done before, and everybody thought that was strange. Well, I said I'd never done it, and I was going to do it, is Rice Krispie treats. I bought a lot of different things for Christmas time, and I said, I'll do this, and I'll do this, and I'll do this, and it just didn't happen. So, this is going to be a quick, easy method. I'll explain it to you after I get where I'm going. Spray the pan. And we're going to do 6 tablespoons. We don't really have to in this pan because this is the standard size is 6, but this is smaller, so I'm going to gamble on making it a little bit less, but we'll see what it looks like once I get it into the pan. One, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. That was a tough cut. Maybe just a little bit more, and then we'll be close enough. Like I said, this is a small dish. Okay, that takes care of the butter. So far we've greased the pan. We've added butter, a teaspoon of vanilla, and it's just a touch more, but that's okay. I don't think you can go wrong there. Okay, next thing, the marshmallows. I have an open bag of large ones, so I'm going to throw them in. We'll see where we go from there. Oh, I might not need any more. Let's see. Now we'll just go with open up this one and go with a few more. Pull the scissors out. Cut off the top. Fill it in a little bit. Put that there until I get a rubber band for it, which is here. Put my scissors back. I'll put my oven on. We're going to go convection, temperature 350, time. So it's 13 to 15. I'm going to do 10. And then we'll go from there. Okay. Now it's on. It's preheating. So we have our pan greased. We have our butter in. It's about 6 ounces. Teaspoon of vanilla. Marshmallows. Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies, I've had these for quite a while because I thought they'd get eaten and they didn't as a cereal. We'll see. Yeah, smooth them out a little bit. Maybe just a bit more. Okay, let's see how that works. Like I said, I've never done this before, which I know everybody has done, especially if you have raising children. No, I haven't. Now, as soon as the oven is heated, it's going to go in for at least 10 minutes. Hold on, I'll be right back. Brady wants to go out. Come on. False alarm. He goes to the door, but a lot of times when he goes to the door, he wants you to go out with him. It's cold and it's drizzling. It's been raining, I don't know, seems like forever. It's supposed to get better, it's supposed to get warmer coming up, but we'll see. Right? You need a drink of water? I'm just going to put this in the oven. Should be almost ready. We'll put our butter back. There we go. Let's open it up. Put this in. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Dope. Okay, let's start again. I got it in there. It's working away. Now, you're saying, what happened to the big pot? You put it all in a pot, you put it on the stove, and when it melts, you churn it till you get it the right consistency. Then you pour it out and you put it in your dish. Well, wait a minute. Now we have a pot to clean, and they're not that easy to clean, especially marshmallows, butter, everything stuck. Goes in the sink, you have to soak it. I've seen this video. I've seen it work. Let's see if it works for me. Anytime there's less dishes, you know, you, me, we're all in on that. So, I decided, it's been a while, a long while, that I just might get back into crocheting. Start with something simple, like a granny square blanket. The reason I did stop was because of carpal tunnel. I still have the carpal tunnel, but I think that perhaps if I wear the wrist guard, that will help me. If it doesn't, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I bought the least amount of yarn, so get me started to see where I would stand. So I'm kind of anxious to get into that. We'll see. And as it does happen, I will let you know as we're going along how well or how poorly we're doing. Um, I went to Hobby Lobby. Couldn't find anything in there. I haven't been in there in a very long time. I don't know what they did with most of the things. Everything is kind of turned, whatever was on the right side's on the left side, whatever's in the middle was in the back. And I was on a time constraint, so I was trying to get what I needed to get and get out. And I wanted to get some green and white and maybe a little bit of yellow ribbon so that I could make a wreath for the door for St. Patrick's Day. Now I have my Valentine's Day wreath up, but it's a long time that should come down, and I gotta make my way back, see if I can find some ribbon somewhere. The ribbon, I mean, I have a fair amount of ribbon, I just don't have the colors that I want. So it's a very easy pattern too. You just cut the ribbons to like 8 or 9 inches, and then you just put them on your form, your base, and tie them, and then put the colors the way that you want to, and use as much ribbon as you want, where you can make them nice and big and full, or just something small and dainty, or something that you could even hang on the window. I think that I have 14-inch rounds. I might have smaller ones, I'll have to look. But it seems like this last year or so, everything that I've been doing is either behind the 8 ball, or I'm not quite there when I should be, but we'll see. Daughter's coming over tomorrow. She's going to spend some time with her dad and myself. If it's nice out, we're going to hit the road. If it isn't, and we'll just stay here and make do. She got herself a beautiful little puppy. She had a cockapoo. She got another one. The one she had before was black and white. This one is the cutest, shaggy, and the other one was really tight, curled. This one is a shaggy dog. She has to wait to get the hair trimmed because she had to wait for the rabies shots when she purchased the dog, and she's had the dog 2 weeks, so she's waiting for everything to take hold, and then she's going to get her to a groomer. But she's adorable. I used to have a small dog, and I've never had a dog as big as Brady. Never. And he's a handful. He's better than he was, but he's still a handful. But he's very smart, and he's very loyal, and he will sit right at your feet. And he's a golden doodle, but he's a you've seen him in some of my videos. He's light, like a cream color. Most of the time he's a good boy, but like everything else, when he's bad, he's really bad. And you have to try and get him under control. But so far, so good recently, which is a step in the right direction. I mean, he's 4 years old. People don't think he's that old, but he is. And when he was a lot younger, they'd say, "Oh, he's just a puppy. He's got a long way to go. That'll all work its way out. He'll grow out of it." Some of it he did, some of it he didn't. Like stealing food, begging, jumping on people. And he doesn't do it because he's mean when he jumps, but I've never been able to get him not to jump. And we've had him too. I think I've mentioned this before too. Trainers at Petco, private trainers, 3 different trainers, and one of them was 2 different times, and to the tune of, those things are not cheap, they're expensive. And he was good, but he also has an electric fence, and he's allowed to go wherever he wants, so he doesn't go on a leash. So when you put him on a leash, he'll drag you around in circles. When I take him to the groomer, I have to get a hold of him really tight and park in front of the door, or he'll just run me right through the plate glass window. The groomer, on the other hand, when she's done, She takes him by the leash. She opens the door. She opens the car door and she says, "Get in." He jumps right in. When it's time to leave, when I'm taking him from here to the groomers, he opens the door, put his paws in, and I gotta lift his back end up to get him inside. He won't get inside by himself. He has no problem doing it for her. So obviously, he's used to getting away with more than he should have. But let's see what we got going here now. Oh, we're down to a bit over 2 minutes. So like I said before, it's rainy, it's dreary. I think it's around 30 degrees. There's still snow from those 2 back-to-back snows that we had. They weren't exactly back-to-back, but maybe 10 days apart, 12 days apart. And we had snow so that you could barely see out when you were making the turn out of the driveway. You couldn't see when you got to the end of a road. But now that's all gone except for kind of like maybe a 2-inch layer in some areas, and other areas are totally clean, and it's been that way for at least a week. So that's good. So I'm looking forward to daylight savings time this weekend and Easter coming up, and then we know we'll be home free. You know, my lips to God's ears. All right, we still have a little over a minute. I'm going to close up my marshmallows. Anybody been having anything exciting or different for dinner meals? Not me. Although I did get a really nice recipe for a pork tenderloin. And you know how 2 pork tenderloins come in the package? I cooked one at a time, froze the second one, and it was a brown sugar, paprika, garlic, salt, pepper, and oil, and I think it was, you dry the tenderloin off as much as you can with a paper towel, and then you put on the seasoning that you made up, and then you put some oil on top of it, and you put it in the oven 400 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. One time 30 was enough for me because it was the smaller side of the tenderloin, and then the second time when I made it, I needed 35 minutes. But you can't go wrong, and I think, and they're reasonably inexpensive. I paid $2.99 a pound for it. You can't even get hamburger for that price. I should have gotten more and tucked them away in the freezer. But we've had that twice, and you know, the usual suspects: hamburger, spaghetti with meat sauce. But I'm looking through recipes to see if we can come up with something a little bit different. Maybe in the crock pot. We'll see. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to see what we got here, whether we're enough to take care of those marshmallows and that had that butter all melted or not. Let's see. We might have to go back in again. The tops of the marshmallows are just lightly browned, and I don't know if that's showing up in the video or not, but that's the way you do want them, like that. So let me see if I can, oh yeah, these are going to mix around. The butter's totally melted. Let me put this back a little bit so you can see what's going on. Yeah. I have the camera stand on a chair, trying to get the best angle. I may not have used enough Rice Krispies. I don't think I did, so I'm going to put some in right now while it's still very hot. Because this was a small casserole dish, I didn't want to overdo it and not be able to mix anything through. But I think I was way under figuring this out. Let's see what we got here. Now after you get your marshmallows and your butter and everything coated, then you take everything and mash it down so that it's reasonably even all the way around. And now there's nothing left to do but sit and wait, because you gotta let it cool. So that's what we have. Then after it cools and it hardens up a bit, you just take your knife and cut the squares the sizes that you want. It smells really good. You can just barely smell the vanilla, but you can definitely smell the butter and the marshmallows. The Rice Krispies don't have any not flavor, but, well, they don't have any flavor either. They don't have any aroma. Okay, I think that's going to take care of it. I'm going to have to let that sit for at least an hour, and then I'll go to cutting it, and we'll see what happens from there. I'm going to move along now to something else and try to get some housework done and some things taken care of while it's still morning. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. Please give me a thumbs up. And remember, you don't have to have an extra pot if you want to do it this way. You don't have to worry about putting a pot in the sink and soaking it. The only thing you have is your casserole dish that you mixed it in. All one pot, all one pan. Please be kind to one another, and I will see you soon. Take care.